When a verdict is read, Lanez's father had a real emotional reaction, but it was also quite angry and very loud. And it happened a few seconds after the verdict was read. I mean, it was kind of almost a calm yet furious reaction by him, where he just rose from his seat and just started screaming about this wicked system.
Tory Lanez, once a star in music, mixing rap and singing to make hits. But then he got into a serious problem with Megan Thee Stallion, and things went downhill. Let's explore the tragic fall of Tory Lanez, early life and rise to fame.
Like, yo, are you a singer or a rapper? Shit, or both of you a real good actor. You know what? He deserves an Oscar. But if you act up, you're gonna get the chopper. How can I respect you? He got his nickname from a female porn star.
Daystar Shemuel Shua Peterson, known as Tory Lanez, was born on July 27, 1992, in Brampton, Ontario. His dad, Sunstar, is from Barbados, and his mom, Luella, is from Curacao. They lived in Montreal, then moved to Miami, Florida. After his mom passed away, his dad became a minister and missionary. This meant they moved a lot around the United States. In Atlanta, Georgia, Lanez made a friend named Hakeem, who was a janitor. Hakeem gave Lanez his nickname because Lanez liked to play in the street without looking for cars. In 2006, Lanez moved to New York to live with his cousin Dahir Abib, or Rainforest, because he was misbehaving. But then he had to move to Toronto with his grandma. When his grandma didn't want to take care of him, he had to live on his own at age 15. He says, "I ended up moving downtown with these three dudes that I didn't really know. I came into the house and I didn't realize how things work. From like 15 to 18, I was just fighting them. It was every man for himself. That's what made me a man, having to fend for myself and being in a situation where there is no dad, no grandma, and no mom to help you. It changed the person that I am today." He started rapping again and gave himself a new name, Notorious, after his favorite rapper, Notorious B.I.G. He later changed his name to Tory Lanez. When he was 16, he left school in the 10th grade and started performing songs at concerts. When he was 17, he started singing, even though he never had any singing lessons. He introduced himself to the world with his debut mixtape, TL2TO. At the time, Lanez was living in sunny South Florida, where he started directing his own music videos and sharing them on his YouTube channel. His talent didn't go unnoticed. Sean Kingston, a well-known artist, stumbled upon a video of Lanez freestyling over Lloyd Banks' hit, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. Intrigued by Lanez's talent, Kingston reached out to him in February 2010. He was on tour with Justin Bieber at the time and invited Lanez to join them. This opportunity led to Lanez performing on the tour. Lanez didn't stop there. In 2010, he released a series of mixtapes, Just Landed, One Verse One Hearse, Playing for Keeps, and Mr. One vs. Killer. The following year, he signed a record deal with Kingston's label, Time is Money Entertainment. Under this label, he released 3 more mixtapes, Mr. Peterson, Chicks Tape, and Swavy. However, Lanez eventually decided to leave the label and continue his journey as an independent artist. Over the next 3 years, Lanez continued to create and share his music. He released additional mixtapes, Sincerely Tory in 2012, Conflicts of My Soul, The 416 Story in 2013, and Chicks Tape A2 in 2014. In April 2014, he gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at the These Things Happen tour with G-Eazy and Rocky Fresh through 2 episodes of the Public Swave announcement. In June 2014, Lanez paid tribute to singer Teyana Taylor with a song named after her, Teyana. Taylor responded with her own track, Dreams of F***ing an R&B bitch. That same month, Lanez announced a new series called Fargo Fridays, where he would release new songs, albums, or videos every Friday on Hot New Hip Hop. He kicked off the series with a song called The Godfather, followed by I'll Be There, Talk on Road, and Balenciagas. In August 2014, Lanez announced his first headlining tour, the Lost Cause Tour, with a song called The Mission. The tour was in conjunction with the release of his mixtape, Lost Cause, which was initially set to be released in September, but was pushed back to October. During this time, Lanez revealed in an interview that he had ghost-written songs for several artists, including Akon, Casey Veggies, August Alsina, T.I., and Travis Scott. His record label, One Umbrella, which he founded in 2014, stands as a testament to his vision and independence in the music industry, championing artists and creating a legacy that transcends his personal trials. In February 2015, Lanez announced his plans to release a collaboration EP with the We Did It Records producers in April. He released the single In For It in early April, followed by Ric Flair featuring Rory True Story in May. Later that month, he released another single, Acting Like. In June, Lanez announced that the EP would be titled Cruel Intentions and would be released later that month. On the same day, he released the single Cardueche, peak of career and artistic achievements. In the summer of 2015, the music scene buzzed with excitement as Lanez dropped Say It, the lead track from his much-anticipated first album. This release was a big deal because it came right after he joined forces with Benny Blanco's Mad Love Records and Interscope Records. Not long after, on September 18th, he amped up the excitement with another single, Blow. The end of the year was a treat for fans, as Lanez gifted them with 2 mixtapes, Chixtape 3 and The New Toronto, on Christmas Day. The new year started with a bang when LA Confidential hit the airwaves on January 18, 2016, serving as the album's second official single. Lanez's talent shone brightly as he took to the stage of Jimmy Kimmel Live on January 28th, performing Say It alongside the iconic 90s R&B group Brownstone. This performance was special because Say It featured a sample from Brownstone's hit If You Love Me. Lanez continued to keep the momentum going with a remix of Made in Tokyo's Uber Everywhere and new tracks Tim Duncan and Real Addresses as part of his Fargo Friday series. Spring 2016 was a whirlwind of announcements and new music. Lanez and A$AP Ferg got fans excited about the Level Up Tour. Lanez also shared he'd be hitting the stage at major summer festivals like Summer Jam and Pemberton Music Festival. He and A$AP Ferg released Line Up the Flex as a teaser for their tour. Despite his rising fame, Lanez showed his independent streak by refusing a spot on the 2016 XXL Freshman cover, feeling he was beyond comparison with the others considered for it. He kept the hits coming with For Real and Unforgetful, and later, the single Love was unveiled as another peek into his debut album, I Told You. I Told You made its grand entrance in August 2016, followed by remixes and announcements that kept fans on their toes. Lanez wasn't slowing down. He released albums back-to-back, including Memories Don't Die, Love Me Now, Chixtape 5, and The New Toronto 3, his final bow with Interscope Records. His vocal dissatisfaction with Interscope marked the beginning of a new chapter as he embarked on a solo journey. 2020 was a year of transformation for Lanez. He ventured into new collaborations, like the remix of Trust with Buju Banton, and launched Quarantine Radio during the COVID-19 lockdowns. As an independent artist, he released Temperature Rising and several other singles, marking a prolific period in his career. The release of Daystar was a pivotal moment, marking his first independent album and addressing the controversy surrounding allegations made by Megan Thee Stallion. Lanez continued to explore different musical styles, releasing a series of mixtapes and albums, each showcasing a unique facet of his artistry. Throughout his journey in the music world, Lanez has always been a magnet for headlines, not just for his music, but also for his involvement in various high-profile squabbles and bold statements. One of the most talked about moments was his daring challenge to none other than Drake, a giant in the music industry. Back in 2010, the internet buzzed with a video that hinted Lanez might be Drake's younger brother, thanks to its misleading title. Lanez quickly set the record straight with his own video, denying any family ties to Drake and boldly inviting him to critique his mixtape, Playing for Keeps. He even put $10,000 on the line if Drake wasn't impressed. Years later, in 2015, Lanez didn't hold back his thoughts about Drake's fondness for calling Toronto the Six, a nickname that Drake popularized. This jab led to a back and forth in songs and interviews, with Drake taking a swing at Lanez in his 2016 hit Summer 16. Despite the tension, Lanez expressed admiration for Drake, emphasizing that he harbored no ill will and was a genuine fan. Their rivalry saw more exchanges in their music over the next couple of years, but by May 2017, they publicly buried the hatchet, sharing friendly pictures on Instagram. Later, in an interview by Full Send Podcast, Tory said,
I'm talking to Drake one time. He's telling me about going into the strip club, and he's like having this casual conversation with me, and he's like, yeah, it was a light night, bro, I threw like 100, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing crazy, but then these other guys walked in there and they threw 30,000 and they just made it look like they threw 100, and they didn't really throw 100, like I was throwing 100 on my light night, and I'm sitting here like,
He also dissed Drake during Freestyle in a show, I know these niggas about to act scary, T.O. nigga, only spitting without the Blackberry. Lanez's appetite for competition didn't end with Drake. In November 2018, he stirred the pot by claiming he was a superior rapper to Joyner Lucas during an Instagram live session.
He's nice, but he can't fuck with me. Not on no level, period.
This claim ignited a fiery exchange of diss tracks between the two, showcasing their lyrical prowess. Despite the tension, this rivalry was short-lived. Around the same time, Lanez found himself in another lyrical showdown with New York rapper Don Q, who accused Lanez of stealing his lyrics. This battle also saw several diss tracks flying back and forth. Observers like Carlton Jamal from Hot New Hip Hop commended Lanez for bringing the essence of competitive battle rap back into the limelight. However, not all controversies surrounding Lanez were about music. In September 2017, during an event in Chicago, singer August Alsina accused Lanez of physically assaulting him backstage, detailing his injuries with photos on social media. Lanez, on his part, denied these accusations. Through all these ups and downs, Lanez's career has been anything but dull, filled with moments of intense rivalry, bold challenges, and unexpected reconciliations. The incident with Megan Thee Stallion. It all started on a summer night, July 12, 2020, that would forever alter the course of Lanez's life. After a party, he found himself in hot water with the law for having a hidden gun in his car. But this was just the beginning. Megan Thee Stallion, who was there at the time, later shocked everyone by saying she had been shot in the foot during the incident, and Lanez was pointed out as the person who did it. Megan shared her side of the story in a heartfelt Instagram live session. She said she was in the car with Lanez, his bodyguard, and a friend of hers. They were all arguing. Megan, who was sitting in the front, decided to get out of the car. That's when, she claimed, Lanez shot at her from the back window of the car. She strongly denied any rumors that suggested she had hit Lanez. She also made it clear that this had nothing to do with any supposed romantic feelings Lanez had for Kylie Jenner. Initially, Megan told the police a different story, saying her foot injury was from stepping on glass. When it came time for the LA prosecutors to charge Lanez, they didn't share much. However, their statements seemed to back up what Megan said. The defendant and the 24-year-old victim had an argument in an SUV in the Hollywood Hills, they said. After the victim got out of the vehicle, Peterson is accused of firing several shots at her feet, injuring her. The legal documents referred to Megan as Megan P. and clarified that she was a victim, not involved in the crime. In court, Detective Ryan Stogner provided testimony that supported Megan's story. According to reports, he shared that Lanez yelled, "Dance! Bitch, dance," while shooting at Megan's feet, causing her injuries so severe she had to crawl to get to safety. Megan had also told the detective that Lanez, who was drunk, tried to pay her off to stay quiet because he was on probation. She initially lied about the cause of her injuries, fearing the police might react violently if they knew Lanez, a black man, had a gun in the car. In an emotional moment during the trial, a jailhouse phone call was played where Lanez, from behind bars, apologized to the woman present during the incident. Lanez's frustration was palpable in court when he responded to discussions about his apology. "How you gonna tell me what I apologized for?" On August 20th, 2020, Megan Thee Stallion took to Instagram Live to share a truth she had kept silent. Tory Lanez was the one who shot her in the foot after a pool party at Kylie Jenner's house on July 12, 2020. This was the first time Megan pointed to anyone as the shooter. In her video, she accused Lanez's publicist of spreading lies about the incident. "Yes, Tory shot me," Megan declared with conviction. Fast forward nearly 3 years to the day from her revelation, and justice was served. Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, received a 10-year prison sentence for his actions. Initially, Lanez faced arrest not for the shooting, but for possessing a hidden weapon in his car. Despite posting a $35,000 bail and gaining temporary freedom, his connection to the shooting remained a puzzle for the police. Hindered by a scarcity of witnesses and conflicting reports about Megan's injuries being attributed to broken glass rather than a bullet. In her courageous video, Megan opened up about her silence to the police, driven by fear of their reaction in a tense climate of police violence. "I didn't get cut by no glass," she clarified, shedding light on her reluctance to speak out initially. She feared for her life, not just from the situation, but from the potential of a tragic escalation if the police found a gun in the vehicle. The case took a significant turn on October 8, 2020, when the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office charged Lanez with felony assault and firearms offenses. His legal troubles deepened, leading to house arrest in late October due to another incident involving August Alsina. Aftermath. The trial, which started on December 5, 2022, after delays, concluded with Lanez's conviction on December 23rd, sealing his fate over the events of 2020. His appeal for bond was denied, marking the beginning of his decade-long sentence. Lanez has put forward a plea to a judge, hoping to overturn his sentence by bringing attention to his childhood trauma and introducing a fresh statement from his driver about the events that unfolded in August 2020. Court reporter Megan Thee shared that Lanez has brought in new lawyers who argue that his background and the latest statement provided by Smith should play a crucial role in reevaluating his sentence. They are trying to make the case that Lanez poses no impact to public safety, emphasizing his potential for rehabilitation and insisting that the shooting was a one-time incident. A panel of 3 judges has acknowledged Lanez's petition, agreeing to review it alongside his appeal, which is set for December 26, 2023. However, it's expected that a decision on the petition won't come quickly, as the court waits for a detailed response from the Attorney General's office, a process that could take several months. In the midst of these legal proceedings, a new mugshot of Tory Lanez from the California Department of Corrections surfaced, taken at North Kern State Prison on September 19, 2023, adding a visual reminder of the case's seriousness. Megan Thee Stallion, meanwhile, has openly dismissed Smith's account, which suggests Peterson was trying to disarm her friend Kelsey Harris before the incident occurred. "I know who shot me," the Grammy Award-winning artist stated firmly, underscoring her confidence in the conviction. "I said who shot me, and that's why you're in jail. You're dragging online like there's no evidence. There's no new evidence. It's 2024. Y'all still with me." Lanez, who was found guilty of 3 felony charges related to the shooting, has been actively seeking a reversal of his sentence since his conviction. His efforts have included requests for probation, therapy, and release, all in a bid to find some relief from the decade-long sentence handed down to him in August 2023. Similar case. Young Thug, like Tory Lanez, is another artist whose life seemed destined for doom due to legal issues. But let's take a step back and look at his early life. Born as Jeffrey Lamar Williams on August 16, 1991, Young Thug was the 10th child in a family of 11. His childhood was far from easy. He grew up in the rough neighborhood of Jonesboro South Projects near Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Tragedy struck early in his life. He saw his elder brother being shot right before his eyes. Another brother was accused of murder and is still serving his term. School didn't offer any respite either. A violent incident led to him breaking his teacher's arm in 6th grade. This resulted in his expulsion and a 4-year term in juvenile detention. Young Thug's career beginnings. Young Thug's journey into the music industry is a tale of resilience and talent. It all started in 2010, when he was just a young man from Atlanta with a dream and a mixtape titled "I Came From Nothing." This was his first step into the world of music, a world that would soon know his name. In 2013, his career took a significant turn. He signed with Gucci Mane's 1017 Records, a label that was his ticket to the big leagues. His debut mixtape with the label, 1017 Thug, came out in February of that year. It was a hit. People started to notice Young Thug. His unique style and raw talent were hard to ignore. 2014 was a breakthrough year for Young Thug. He received mainstream recognition for his singles Stoner and Danny Glover. He also made guest appearances on numerous singles, including T.I.'s About the Money, Tyga's Hookah, and Rich Gang's Lifestyle. That same year, he released a mixtape with Rich Gang titled Rich Gang, The Tour Part 1, and signed a solo recording contract with 300 Entertainment, an imprint of Atlantic Records. Young Thug's success continued to soar in 2015 and 2016. He released a number of mixtapes to critical acclaim, including Barter 6 and 2 installments of his Slime Season series. Throughout 2016, he saw continued success with the release of his commercial mixtapes I'm Up, Slime Season 3, and Jeffrey. The years that followed saw Young Thug reaching global recognition. He performed on the worldwide hit Havana by singer Camila Cabello, which became his first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100. The following year, he won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year for his contributions to Childish Gambino's This Is America. His debut studio album, So Much Fun, 2019, debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 and included the Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 singles The London, featuring J. Cole and Travis Scott, and Hot, featuring Gunna. In 2020, his single Go Crazy with Chris Brown from their collaborative mixtape Slime and B peaked at #3 on the Hot 100 and became his first top 10 single as a lead artist. That same year, he reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a second time for his guest appearance alongside MIA on Travis Scott's single Franchise. In 2021, he did so for a third time with his guest appearance alongside Future on Drake's Way Too Sexy. His second studio album, Punk, was released in October of that year to similar success. His third studio album, Business is Business, was released in June 2023. Young Thug's legal troubles. Young Thug's legal troubles began in May 2022 when he was arrested on serious charges related to gang activities. Fulton County's top prosecutor, Fonnie Willis, stated that the musician and the alleged gang he's accused of co-founding wreaked havoc in Atlanta, with crimes involving violence, theft, and drugs. The rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, was one of 28 people named in a 56-count indictment related to a street gang formed in Atlanta in 2012. He was accused of being the leader of Young Slime Life, which was claimed to be a criminal street gang. Young Thug denied all allegations. Williams' lawyer, Brian Steele, told WSB on Monday night that his client committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear it. The trial has been slow and complicated. Jury selection started in January 2023 and moved at a glacial pace. The judge expected the trial to last 6 to 9 months. Over 1,200 jurors were expected to be summoned by May 2023. The sluggish jury selection was also a result of the sprawling nature of the case, with 10 defendants being tried simultaneously. Defense attorney Bruce Harvey, who represents Shannon Stillwell, one of the primary targets in the YSL prosecution, notes that bond has similarly been denied for every defendant in the YSL case. Each one of these individuals were kept incarcerated, he says. The state made representations to the court about how dangerous all these folks were, yet a number of them have come in and made plea deals and been released. Despite these challenges, Young Thug has shown resilience. He released his third studio album, Business is Business, in June 2023, marking a resilient return amidst legal challenges. His story is a testament to the power of music and the human spirit. His story shows the power of music and the human spirit. Young Thug and Tory Lanez, two prominent figures in the music industry, have faced significant legal challenges while climbing the ladder of success. Despite these hurdles, they've shown remarkable resilience, continuing to create and release music that resonates with their fans. Their journey serves as a stark reminder of the complex interplay between fame and personal freedom in the world of hip-hop. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.